Hi, everyone. Welcome to the digital experience team. Not retro, release video. It took me a second. It's basically Friday. Today is Thursday, September 23rd. We'll go over what we released over the last 2-week period. And first up is Tyler.
Cool. First thing I did was I updated our cache busting system to use the latest Git SHA value. And there's just in anticipation of the production change lock. There's some probably follow up on this about whether or not that's the forever strategy. And then I rounded out some of the follow-up on the comparison tools. And so now the single platform tools show the GitLab scores grayed out to demonstrate that we do in fact have these scores, but just highlighting that, on the axis that we actually do the comparison against. More iteration to come there. I added some purchasing links to the pricing page. I'll show that in other pricing page stuff. We did the LogRocket integration. So we're using LogRocket now to sort of get a bunch of session data on the marketing site, which is awesome. We are also deprecating Hotjar, which has a similar use case. So I did some verification work for Jameson to get us to make it easier to remove that. I did some LogRocket iterations quickly afterwards. And then we changed a bunch of stuff on the pricing page. I think other people did as well. So I think we'll be seeing the pricing page a lot here. Specifically, the stuff I know of was the add-on subscriptions, adding those there. And then our FAQ is a little different now. It's got some show all, hide all toggles, and there are deep links into these. So you can actually link to a specific item in the FAQ and it'll open, similar to how we have the leap targets, right? But you can do that just on its own. And yeah, I think that's all I've got for sharing as releases. And up next is Parker.
Hello. Some blog work. Right before the weekend, we switched the blog homepage so it only showed posts from the DevOps platform category. That got changed back to showing all posts from all categories yesterday. And then lots of work on the marketing site this iteration. First thing was we have a new e-group team page. Shows our e-group. This is different than our team page. It got color headshots. If you click on the learn more, there's a modal and it comes up with a nice story. And we also added a link at the bottom of that page to our board of directors. And that takes you to a handbook page where they can learn lots about the board of directors. Also applied the solutions template to our Join Open Source program. So here it is. Woo! And made a couple iterations on the template. I believe if you could scroll all the way to the bottom. Well, yeah, we have that Marketo form. We have a second copy block, and now frequently asked questions. If there's a lot of them, they'll now span 2 columns instead of 1 column. I will continue iterating on that template to apply it to more solution pages. Next up's the release controls and code review page. And then the big thing was we migrated all 59 customer reference pages to the new template. So here's our customers landing page. If you click into any of those, they're all our new big, beautiful template, which is awesome. And that was a lot of MRs, a lot of work. So big props to Jess for helping me review all of those. I'll pass it over to Nathan.
That is a lot of migrations. That's 59. Yeah, to start off, like Tyler said earlier, it's a bunch of changes to the pricing page. On this one, if you open up one of the plus icons and show these features, they're now sorted by PPS score. So we do like a post-purchase survey, I believe is what PPS stands for. And then we assign a score to each feature. So now it goes through the list of them, takes the top 8, and then sorts them by the PPS value. And then also added tooltips on some of those features. Some of them are a bit long, so I know MVC2 is to either shorten them or come up with a better way to display them. But for MVC1, it was a good first step. The next one is there's an inconsistency between feature tiers and the tier mapping. So on like the feature comparison page and on the pricing page, some of them are showing up under kind of the wrong column. So I'm just in the middle of working through that with some other people. And then some miscellaneous things I did this iteration, the solutions landing page. Just a minor refresh, kind of making the cards updated to look like slippers. And then another page that was refreshed was the topics page. It was actually from Q2 that had been lingering for a bit. So I finally got around to merging it and put it on production. And then another one was removing the free trial banner from the sales page. I guess it was a little counterintuitive. If they're on the sales page, we don't really want to drive them to the free trial page. So remove that. And then improve link targeting on features. So just on some of the features, when you click into them to get to the features page, it was just going to the top level instead of that associate subcategory. So I updated some of those, added PubSec region on the events page, so now you can filter by PubSec. And then Michael and I have been working out the new issue processing, which we've been doing for months. We finally started, we created a new project in the repo. And so we've been playing with it and playing with iterations, but we ran into actually a bug with iterations. And so we raised a bug with the plan team, which is kind of cool, raising an issue with the company you work for. So we've been working with them to try and get that resolved. And when that's resolved, we can roll out the new kind of iterations and labeling and all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's it for me. Jess?
All right, so the first thing there is this homepage survey that's been a long time coming. I made a little slides readout for everyone to just kind of get the general gist of what we found. I think the very small breakdown is like, it's very dependent on whether you're a big company, a small company, a CEO, or an engineer, like your needs and wants are different. And then the next thing is, I don't remember what I put down. Oh yeah, we added these anchor links to individual FAQs. This was a request from someone on our sales team. So when they're talking to a customer and they have a question, they can just like copy the link and send it out to that person, so they don't have to like say, hey, go to the FAQ, scroll down halfway, click on this thing, da 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 da. So can't see it. Okay, there it is. Somewhere in there. Go to the right. Far right, right, to the right. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There you go. No, too far. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's a little link there. You click on it, send it to whoever you want. They can see the FAQ. The next thing, we also did stakeholder interviews. So Laura and I have been doing these over like the last month. So just did kind of a summary of everything that we learned. There's tons of good information in there. Definitely suggest people take a look at it. There's a lot of good nuggets of what we can do, big problems we're seeing, a lot of issues with like localization that we can maybe take away for the future. Yeah, so give that one a read. And then, oh, we did these homepage updates. It might just be easier to just go to about.gitlab homepage. And like one thing we did, we also did some navigation updates. So we added that like talk to an expert on the top right there. We changed the watch demo button to kind of our like white one instead of the purple one we had before. Now all those logos are like above the fold. We have this like gray bar where you can kind of see everything. And then like right below that, the work more efficiently, deliver better software. Those kind of were updated. They used to say something else. They kind of just were, what's the word I want? Anyway, they changed. We actually got rid of a few things too. Like we don't have the videos, the webcast, the blog, I don't think anymore on if you like keep scrolling down. So it's just a little bit cleaner than it was before. And anything else that we did? Yeah. Oh yeah, and then just QA'd all those templates that Lauren was talking about before. So all 15 of them. Yeah, pass off Laura. Yeah, so I was working with Jess on those homepage updates. We don't need to see them because we did just see them. Yeah, and yeah, that brag wall is live now, which it wasn't quite live yet, so that's great. And updating the nav buttons and fiddling with kind of the spacing on them as well. So the homepage is looking a little fresher and cleaner. Some of the comparison page work, there was a request for an image here, that guy with the graphs. So that is on the page now, and a little bit below it, it was pointed out as part of this this decision kit that's at the bottom of the screen was looking a little bit wonky in mobile. So we fixed up the styles across all pages that have a decision kit. So that's a little bit better now. It's centered and not coming off the screen like it was before. So yeah, some minor updates there. And what else? Oh yeah, the ongoing OneTrust implementation. There's a handbook page that exists now. We're working with people on GitLab.com to implement this in the head of the GitLab.com domain so that it filters down to all subdomains using these scripts. So they requested some documentation on how to do that, and that's getting triaged for their upcoming sprint. So we might not even need to have it in about.gitlab.com anymore, which is neato burrito. And that still requires removing cookiebot. So I've been testing what that does on our website, and yeah, aligning with the GitLab.com engineer to work on that. So that's been my sprint, and next is Tina.
Thanks. I worked on the pricing stuff with Nathan that he already showed with the tooltips. We don't need to show that again. While we were getting our head into that, the tooltip solved the immediate ask, but it's not an ideal solution long-term because we weren't able to put the tooltip on the actual feature name to show some of that info because it had conflicting interactions, especially on mobile. So we designed an NVC2, which is a popover, which you can show in the second point there, just in the ultimate column. Once that shows up, you can click on the learn more. So we're proposing modal here to show everything. So the list is still scannable, but then we can add more. We can maybe put links in that later. So hopefully we can get working on that later. I also worked with Laura on the brag wall. So just as we were ready to deploy, all the fall badges came and we had to change and reformat all of those. So I just worked on that, a bit of managing and formatting and MR reviewing. Tag team some homepage iterations with Jess. That also included the data-driven feature block that is part of one of our OKRs. Ooh, hello. So that would be, yeah, I think if you can zoom in right underneath the logos at the very, very top, we're looking at different placements for those. And this is still just a work in progress, but this is kind of where we're going to show different content to different types of user segments. And lastly, just last minute request just to format some of those headshots for the e-group page that Barker showed. That's it for me. We've got Stephen, who is not on the call. I'll read his things. He did a design for the Y Premium page. So there's the Figma there. I don't know if it doesn't say show, but I guess we can show it. I think this is still being reviewed because I saw some comments there. So that's where he is with that. He also did a design for the Y Ultimate page, which I guess we can also show. It's basically the same layout. So I think that's just like an application of, woo, it's getting real big. Application of slippers onto that page. And that's it. That's it for us. Thanks for watching.